First things first, there is quarterback drama at the top of the NFL draft. Who will the Niners finally settle on? At number 3, Dak is back. How will he look this season once he's fully healthy? We'll toss that around. And Tom Brady says the Patriot way isn't the only way. Should Bill Belichick be fired up? Good Thursday morning, everyone. Welcome, look at that smile. Welcome to First Things First. Jenna Wolf, Nick Wright, Kevin Wildes, and Brandon. I don't want to be the one to tell you, it's a little awkward. Your Kevin Durant return to the lineup jersey is on backwards, buddy. Other way around, but you are fired up regardless.
It doesn't matter.
You're backwards.
KD is back. It doesn't matter. KD is back, Nick. Wow. KD, did you watch him last night?
Oh, we did. Oh, we did. And now you're going to watch him from last night. Nets and Pelicans, and there he is, and there is his proud mom. The long-awaited return of Kevin Durant, as if he didn't just miss 23 games. KD, a perfect 5 for 5 from the field. No signs of rust, no signs of fatigue, even though he was on a minutes restriction. No signs of any problems. Nets roll to the big win over the Pelicans. Here is Kevin Durant after the game.
I expected to come out here and play the way I played. I wasn't trying to ease into the game. I just wanted to go out there and dive right into the action. I mean, the game was already fast-paced already, so from watching it from the bench, I knew exactly how I needed to approach it. So, but it was pretty cool coming off the bench, I can't lie. But it was also good to play in front of the fans as well.
I mean, it's not hard to play basketball with Kevin Durant. So I think he's going to make guys better. You know, he demands a lot of attention and creates a lot of space on the floor. You know, he's a shot maker, but he creates a lot for his teammates as well, whether it's through passing or just his presence. So, you know, I think that his length also helps the group, and, you know, in a number of ways, he affects his teammates so positively. So I think a lot of combinations are going to improve because of him.
All right, Brandon, your Nets. What stood out to you about KD's 17 points last night off the bench in his return?
Wow. Oh, my goodness, Jenna. 2 months off, 23 games missed. KD comes back, first game against Zion and the Pelicans, and he goes perfect from the field. The first thing I was thinking about as I was watching the game, the only thing I was thinking about was what Nick said yesterday. He said, Brandon, wow, it's Jenna. One of the greatest things in sports is watching Kevin Durant play. I thought he was just making a bold statement and saying, just saying too much. And it was the first time that it hit me was when I was watching KD drive to the basket with efficiency and how smooth he was and being able to shoot, drive to the basket, efficient, smooth, and distribute, get his other teammates involved, come off the pick from LaMarcus Aldridge. I said, Nick Wright is right. Like, this dude is that good. We're talking about 2 months off, 23 games missed, and he's perfect from the field, Nick. It was a beautiful thing. So your statement yesterday is 100% accurate. I didn't get it. I thought it was just Nick Wright being Nick Wright, making bold statements, something that, you know, other people on TV don't do. I just don't see how these guys lose, Nick. He's a walking bucket. He's super efficient. You get James Harden back, who is now sacrificing, going to the point guard, and he is averaging 11-plus assists a game. This team is unstoppable.
Well, we actually are gonna do a minor investigation into James Harden assists in about 15 minutes. But on this topic, so here's the thing. I have 2 takeaways. 2 are good, 1's bad. The first good is, listen, Kevin Durant's going to be able to get buckets till he's 45 years old if he wants to. He could be out there with a cane and a walker. He's 7'1", and he's a silky smooth shooter. It's a huge part of the reason why he's the 15th greatest player ever and the 2nd best player alive right now. And he is going to instantly be able to score no matter the circumstances. So that's one of the good things. It was a reminder that the Nets' biggest advantage that they have is in every series they play, except and unless they make the finals and play the Lakers, they are going to have the best player on the court, and his name is Kevin Durant. The other good thing is not a Durant thing, but we now have a growing, I would say, sample size. Blake Griffin's going to help this team. Blake Griffin, yes, his athleticism is not what it once was, but he is re-engaged and reinvigorated by being in a better city, by being on a better team, and by kind of having more of a defined role of what he needs to be doing for the first time since he was with the Clippers. So those are the two good things. The bad thing is also related to Kevin Durant, which is Brandon's right. I said yesterday, watching Kevin Durant is one of the best things in sports, which is why I hope we get to watch the real Kevin Durant sooner than later, because despite how gaudy and efficient the stat line was, he, to me, Wilds, did not look like himself. He looked tentative. He looked hesitant. He almost seemed to be going up and down the court gingerly. And what I hope is that is rust from the 2-month layoff rather than a guy who had been, aside from a foot injury, very healthy throughout his career, gets a calf strain, then gets a torn Achilles, then sits out a year and a half, comes back, and all of a sudden he has the biggest hamstring injury of his career, where it's gotten to where he's not going to move as decisively. Because you guys tell me if that's not what you saw when you were watching. I saw him able to dominate the game, by the way, going at half speed, but he's going to need to be able to go full speed. So those were my biggest takeaways. It's almost a testament to him, Wilds, that he was able to do this when I didn't think physically he looked at all like himself.
Well, I think you're onto something, Nick, and I think the reaction from the people around Durant sort of hammers that home. So on his first basket that Kyrie passed him, you see Kyrie go like, yes. You could see that he was like really happy for him. I thought the fact that his mother was there cheering him on meant that this was a significant game and really meant something to him coming back, especially since he was going to come back on Monday. My other big takeaway outside of Durant is that Kyrie Irving is somehow still underrated. We might have to break out your pyramid again and move him way, way up. When he was pinned in the corner, Nick, and I'm like, and then he breaks free, and I was like, uh-oh, here we go. We're going to get a circus layup or something cool. And we got a two-handed dunk. I was legit shocked and started yelling in my living room. You just don't see this. This is usually sort of a reverse dunk, kind of like jelly move from Kyrie. Points to his family. We don't see this. I'm like, holy cow, Kyrie's dunking. This is the last game he played. Dunked in the Knicks, and granted, this was a breakaway. So I asked our trusty Rusty researcher, I was like, hey, Dusty, can we figure out the last time that Kyrie had, started dunking the ball? He says, well, of course we can, Wild. Kyrie hasn't dunked in back-to-back games in 4 years. So, Nick, not only is Kevin Durant back, Kyrie Duncan is back. He's really at the top of his game. I don't know what to make of this other than the fact that the guy's playing better than ever.
Yeah, he's getting everyone pumped up.
I had a similar reaction to Wilds, Brandon, on Kyrie's dunk, in the flow of the game. I remember in the NBA Finals in 2017, that was the finals where the Cavs got blown off the court by the KD Warriors. But I couldn't remember another time, Brandon, that Kyrie dunked in traffic like that. That's not his game.
Totally.
Right. So, yeah, listen, when he's played, Brandon, he's been exceptional. He's shooting the ball as much as he's ever shot it and as efficiently as he's ever shot it. When he's been out there, he has been, one of the 15 best players in the league this year.
Hey, listen, when a team has it, and they ride that wave, and a lot of times they do exceptional things. Blake Griffin, he went almost 2 years without a dunk. Now he's dunking, it seems like, every other game as well. And you said, now this guy's going to help this team win. Nick, I do have a question. Before we move forward, I do have a question for you because, it was a lot of question marks surrounding this team coming into this year, talking about the chemistry and who's going to sacrifice. Can they beat good teams, and how long would it take? Well, they beat the good teams. James Harden has sacrificed. So given the injuries, what is it going to take for you to finally believe in this team? What is it going to take?
I've been very consistent on this. I would like for them to not be a bottom 5 defense in the league, which they still are. And I would like to see them play together, which we still haven't. Though I'm not moving the goalposts at all. This is clearly one of the 5 best teams in basketball. They have the 2nd best player in the world, and having the best player in a series is a massive advantage. I know that you believe he's second to Embiid. I believe he's second to LeBron. But either way, we both think he's the 2nd best player in the world, I think. And Harden's playing great. But